Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Thursday, May 29th, 2025. A 92-year-old man was taken to a hospital after driving in the wrong lanes up the Morongo grade. On Tuesday, San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies say they received several reports of a vehicle driving in the westbound lanes on 29 Palms Highway heading eastbound into Morongo Valley. Deputies say the driver, whom they identified as Herbert Meyer, 92, pulled into the Chevron gas station in Morongo Valley where they contacted him. Deputies say that Meyer acknowledged that he had been driving on the wrong side of the road. He was issued a citation for suspicion of reckless driving, and his vehicle was towed from the gas station. The Sheriff's Department said that Meyer was determined to be gravely disabled and taken to Arrowhead Regional Medical Center for a 72-hour hold. If you see someone driving erratically on the road, contact 911 for your safety and the safety of others. An arrest was made in Johnson Valley last week by the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Gang and Narcotics Division in a focused effort on crime suppression activities in the high desert. Between May 19th and May 25th, the Sheriff's Department served 5 search warrants related to gang members and convicted felons throughout San Bernardino and Los Angeles counties. One of those warrants was served in the 8,000 block of Pony Road in Johnson Valley. A representative of the Sheriff's Department said that more specific information about arrests made as part of Operation Consequences could not be shared due to possible connections to gangs, narcotics, and future investigations. In the last week, Operation Consequences led to 9 felony arrests and 3 misdemeanor arrests and seized 13 firearms, including 2 unserialized ghost guns and over 24 pounds of suspected narcotics. The 29 Palms Water District held their monthly meeting yesterday and discussed the adoption of an ordinance to update the district groundwater management plan. Annalise Kuiper joins us with more.
Resolution 2506 was considered, declaring certain water district property as surplus. Most of this property is IT items, including computers and copiers, all of which have had their hard drives removed. The board authorized disposing of these items either by sale or via legal disposal channels. The 29 Palms Water District is expanding its territory by 40 acres as a new meter will be installed and a house built on the annexed property just north of Dickdale's boundary line. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Annalise Kuiper.
How do we preserve our unique desert environment while promoting affordable housing and sustainable economic growth? This question will be at the heart of Finding Balance, a community conversation on development in our desert ecosystem, this Saturday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the 29 Palms Community Center. Reporter Gabriel Hart tells us more about this town hall-style meeting with insight from sponsor Steve Bardwell of the Morongo Basin Conservation Association.
Across the Morongo Basin, communities struggle to find the balance between development and preserving the environment. As 29 Palms updates its general plan, calling for, quote, high-quality development compatible with both Joshua Tree National Park and the city's small-town character, residents and leaders alike are grappling with how to responsibly grow without sacrificing what makes the Morongo Basin special. With the recent influx of luxury housing development proposals in communities across the Morongo Basin, residents are concerned about light pollution, water table depletion, and increasing traffic in areas once considered serene and laid back. Yucca Valley residents fight to preserve Joshua trees while balancing conflicting state mandates with significant costs. Similar issues are faced by communities and neighborhoods throughout the Morongo Basin at a time when revenues appear to be falling and inflation rising. President of the Morongo Basin Conservation Association, Steve Bardwell, told Z107.7.
There is such a pressure for development, and even after the COVID crunch of when Joshua Tree became the hippest place on the planet, it's still got a real allure, and there's so many development proposals and, quote, luxury, quote, development proposals that are being proposed for the basin. And we just felt it's really important to talk about these things in terms of how we don't want these developments to be kind of killing the golden goose, because these developments find it appealing here because the place is so special. So we want to make sure that developments respect that and reinforce that specialness.
Bardwell will be speaking at the meeting along with Rich Good, local business owner and musician, and California Desert Program Manager for the National Parks Conservation Association, Luke Basulto. Ample time will be given for community conversation. Reporting for Z107.7, I'm Gabriel Hart.
Skateboarding was created in Southern California, and over the last few decades, it's grown well beyond its early roots and emptied out backyard pools. That's also true here in the high desert, with skate parks in nearly every community in the Morongo Basin. Online news editor Robert Hayden Hippie jumps in with an update on one of those spots in Yucca Valley.
Just over a year ago, the town of Yucca Valley invited local skateboarders to a series of meetings where they were asked for feedback on the current Yucca Valley skate park and what they would like to see in a new skate park. It took a couple of meetings to spread the word and get folks out, but famed skate park builder Spawn Ranch came out to the second meeting, and so did local skaters from around the Morongo Basin. They shared feedback on an older redesign that dated back to 2019, and plans seem to be coming together for a new park to replace the functional but not very versatile skate spot located in the northern side of the Yucca Valley Community Center. That last meeting was on April 16th of 2024, so you may be wondering what's happening with the long-delayed project. The skate park is only one part of a larger master plan for the community center, which also includes 8 pickleball courts, new restrooms, resurfaced basketball courts, more parking, and more shade. Construction for Phase 1 was anticipated to begin in October of 2024 and to be completed by this spring. Yucca Valley's Parks and Recreation Supervisor Jakub Kuzmarek says that the new skate park is still in the works and part of a later phase of the community center master plan. That master plan currently doesn't have a finalized timeline, and Kuzmarek says that's because the town is still waiting on direction from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, or CDFW, regarding the Joshua trees in the area. The Western Joshua Tree Conservation Plan is currently in review at the CDFW and is expected to be finalized and delivered by June 30th. On Wednesday, the CDFW released revised guidelines for the Western Joshua Tree take permits and audits, which will be required for ground-disturbing construction near a Western Joshua Tree or the complete removal or transplant of a tree if deemed necessary and viable. However, the skate park remains open from sunup to sundown, and skateboarding is alive and well in the Morongo Basin, and kids and adults do skate the park. There are thriving and reviving skate scenes around each of the parks in 29 Palms, Yucca Valley, Joshua Tree, and Morongo Valley. And over the next few weeks, we'll be looking at each of the skate scenes around the high desert, and we'll talk to longtime locals and new faces that are progressing the sport out here in the middle of the Mojave. If that's you, email me at robert@z107.7fm.com and let's meet up and skate your local. Just don't ask me to do a kickflip. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
San Bernardino County is the largest in the country, and our first district is the biggest in that county. The chairman of the County Board of Supervisors, Don Rao, will be the guest on the Z107.7 Up Close show this Friday. Host Gary Digneau will talk with Rao about the growth in the county, available services, planned projects, and challenges. The Z107.7 Up Close show airs tomorrow at 10 a.m. on Z107.7. And finally, Theater 29 will announce their upcoming 26th anniversary season on June 18th as their blockbuster 25th season comes to a close. Arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas lets you in on the deets.
Theater 29 is inviting their supporters, volunteers, and all theater lovers to a grand reveal of their upcoming 26th season. After months of preparation, the Theater 29 board recently approved the lineup of primary main stage productions. The 2025-26 lineup will include musicals, drama, comedy, cabarets, and a plethora of delightful special shows, including a local original play and a visit from a Hollywood star. This free public event will take place Wednesday, June 18th at Theater 29, 73637 Sullivan Road in 29 Palms. Doors will open at 5:30 p.m. for a 6 p.m. presentation, including live performances. Reporting for Z107.7, this is arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas.
That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.